Hi, my name is Nigel Gorski and I'm a chartered accountant practicing in the Bingley area. I look after individuals and small businesses. Those of you who know me and who are familiar with this channel will know that from time to time, instead of just doing everything by website or by blog, I like to do a little presentation to let you know what's going on in my world of tax. And today I'd like to give you a very warm welcome to the tax year 2019-20. The first thing that people always ask me is what the personal allowances are going to be. So let's do a quick refresh of those. But before I do that, let me just remind you that this is an information video and it's not advice specifically tailored to you. If you want that advice, come to me or go to your accountant or by all means drop me a line. Okay, the burning question on everybody's lips is personal allowances. Historically, that's gone up every year, and this year again is no exception. Before you pay tax, you will now earn £12,500, which is quite a step up from where we were last year. And for those people who are paying higher rate tax, you'll be very pleased to know that the starting point is £50,000, unless you're in Scotland, because there are different tax rates. And I would encourage you to look at the HMRC website to see how that affects you. So, what else about allowances? Well, national insurance always kicks in a little bit sooner, so it's 8632 before you start paying national insurance. And for those of you who are claiming child benefit and you've had pay rises, please be aware that not only does £50,000 apply to higher rate tax, it also starts the clawback of child benefit as well. Either parent, it doesn't matter which one. So if you are new to that territory, you will need to either disclaim or complete a tax return. Okay, that's the potted version of personal allowances. One thing to mention, as it stands, we're not expecting those to change in the following tax year either. So there may be 2 years of very similar allowances. Let me talk briefly about VAT. I don't know whether anybody's seen online or even heard on the radio that there's a great big campaign by software providers about making tax digital. I'm going to cover those in 2 separate videos, but what I'm going to say is that the VAT threshold still remains at £85,000. That's not going to go up for a year or 2. So if you're flirting with that threshold, then please plan accordingly over the next year or 2. So, what else do I want to talk about? The big change is in employing people. Again, if you listen to the radio or you've seen the papers, you will see lots of people saying that they've had pay rises. That's because the national minimum and living wages have increased. Now, again, you will need to be very, very aware that since we now submit data to HMRC on payroll software, which is much more detailed than it used to be, it's very easy for HMRC to spot if you are not paying people those rates, and very easy for them now to conduct compliance visits. So I would encourage you to have a look at the rates that you're paying your staff and make sure they are compliant with the figures that I've got on the website. There are also, if you Google national living wage, there's also a .gov website with this information that's on it. If you don't do it, not only do you have to pay it, but there are also some pretty hefty fines as well. So it's well worth staying the right side of that one. Now, another spin-off from that is that when you're increasing people's salaries, it may push them into auto-enrolment for pensions. So you may have to automatically enrol some of your employees who previously weren't enrolled into the company pension scheme. Now, in addition to that, the final increase in pension scheme contributions has gone through. So not only are you having to enrol those people, you'll find that people who are already in there are paying a bit more, and as an employer you're paying a bit more. So when you do your first payroll run in April, if you're on monthly, you will notice some fairly significant changes around that. And for those people on personal pensions, it's still £40,000 a year, subject to some income caps, which are quite complex and we're not going to cover today, and also any brought forward amounts and the lifetime allowance. So that is a very quick review of the tax rates and the start of 2019-20. As always, please let me know if you've got any questions and please get in touch. Thank you very much.